Hello, everyone, and welcome to the absolute final day of the Collegiate Chess League's Fall 2023 season, presented by SIG. My name is Joe, and I'm covering the third place match in Division 15 between University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign's E team against Wake Forest's B team. Let's dive right in. Round one has just begun. And I'm excited for the season to wrap up and conclude here. So only a few matches remaining. Today is the final day that teams can reschedule to. So that's why they're playing now. But it looks like in this game we already have a development here. It looks like Turtlefin is doing much better. This is Ben Swinehart from Illinois. Hello to Quill Logic. Good to see you. Tuning in. Team captain for this Illinois team. So, what exactly happened in this game? Solid development for both sides, and this is the issue. So, the move B6 unfortunately leaves the rook hanging pretty deep there. So, pawn takes, knight takes, allowing this knight to capture. And after this capture, yeah, probably, well, after this, the knight needs to recapture, but unfortunately missed that. So white is simply up a piece, and we see it being put to full use here, really mopping up black's pieces. All right, nice moves there from white for sure. Let's check out some of the other games. So we have our boy versus Riley here. Our boy is Romeo, who's the team captain for Wake Forest, up against Riley Douglas, board 2. Actually, it looks like board 2 versus board 2, perhaps. But yeah, Division 15 third place match. Let's check out the prizes for this division. So in Division 15, I think it's just going to be memberships. Yeah. So the winning team will win 4 one-month diamond memberships. The losing team takes home nothing. So there's a lot on the line here. Also, shout out to Tommy, who doesn't like Wake Forest, apparently. I've visited the Illinois Chess Club. Highly recommend if anyone finds themselves on the Urbana-Champaign campus. Computer hates this move. These bishops really well poised to walk home this pawn, perhaps. But instead we see a check. King's forced back home in the corner. And now we see another pawn pushing. So, yeah, bishop pair here, plus lots of pawns up against the rook. Both players with about 2.5 minutes. Turtlefin did end up getting the win. So, we love the turtle points for sure. I'll be biased here. All right, so bishop to b5. We see the e pawn is now pushing. Lots of pressure on c4. Can't really save that. But the e pawn looks to be pretty fast. I gotta change my title. You're right. What am I doing? I changed it for the other. Hold on. All right. All right, so pawn is one move away. The bishop needs to, yeah, choose one of these squares, and this should be completely winning for our boy, who is maybe not our boy, but it is Romeo Nemi, if I'm saying that right. Let's check in. There's a point. So nicely done there. Here's Charlie versus Jay Footer, who is a last-minute sub. Let's give a point to Romeo. So that ties the score up. And then the last board we haven't looked at yet is Nick versus Gary. So it looks like we have Jay Footer in instead of the legendary Penguin 2. Needed to be subbed out, it appears. Hey, Warrior. Good to see you. Okay, so knight and pawn endgame here. Looks pretty even. Let's check in with... Okay, this is going to be a mate. This is going to be... I mean, black's going to be making a queen, but there's no coming back from this. So, just any king move upwards. And, yeah, that's going to be all she wrote. So, Charlie getting in on the dark squares. Doesn't need the castle. Doesn't need to worry about Jacob's 2 queens. So yeah, that's going to be a point on the board for Charlie for Wake Forest, which would bring them to 2. So yeah, mate next. Computer says there's queen d2. You know, which, hey, you've distracted the queen from checkmate. Black might move the queen. No, okay. So, yeah, that would have been a disaster. But you can make a queen, but the queen's going to come back and get the job done. Okay, king here, preventing that. So now black's not going to be able to get a queen. But white's going to insist with a move like h5. Whoa, Nick. Wow, dirty flag. Nick just flagged there. Holy smokes. That was against Gary? I thought that was going to be a draw. Hello, Jorge from Peru. Hello, Oski, boy. All right, Rook H8's mate. You can also take here and do mate in 2. Sometimes mate in 2 is just as good. Sometimes. All right, so after the first round, it's all tied up 1-1. This was as close as it gets for this unfortunate flag here with increment 5+2. So Gary from Illinois getting the job done there. All right, so I think when I follow the games, it doesn't update automatically. I have to like refresh every round, which is fine. We'll just have to keep an eye out for the start. All right, here we go. Riley versus Elliot Lohman, whose username is EloMan. If there was a chess superhero, it would be EloMan. So what do we have here? Polish opening, b4. I've heard this is also called the Borg, the reverse of the Grob. So yeah, not taking on b4, allowing b5. So now that knight has to be pushed. Let me look at the ratings real quick. Elo Man is the highest rated player, and Gary is also the highest rated player. So both board ones are over 1500. Actually, Jacob is the highest rated player for Illinois at 1512. Gary's at 1511. So the board order might be a little messed up, but that's okay. Let's check in on some of the other players. Yeah, well, let's check in with Gary. Gary's the board one, perhaps. Maybe Jacob is, technically. I don't know. But Gary's playing against Charlie, the board 4. Does that check out? At 1370. Technically, Nick is lower rated. Okay. So, who is the favorite in this matchup? I actually don't know. So let's see. Division 15 out of 23. Illinois lost in a close match to Cascadia 9-7 in the semifinals. But it appears Illinois was the top-rated team, or top seed. Wake Forest lost to Valor, who ended up winning the championship 10-6. So right now it's dead even, 2-2. And after this match, we might have another Illinois matchup. We'll have to stay tuned. What happened here? Holy smokes. We have a car crash out of this opening. The queen has come in with a fork. So, yeah, queen a5, pretty tough. You kind of need to play bishop d2 here. Instead, knight here takes. This pawn is pinned, and these pieces are overloaded. So knight takes, allowing the queen to come in with a fork. So king uncastled, and rook is missing. I feel like, queen takes bishop check could be something, but probably you don't want to do that. You just want to play bishop b5, which was played, discovery, and now queen here, queen takes, super fancy. If pawn takes, queen takes, and if pawn takes, queen, bishop takes, king. So white gets the rook back, but it's going to cost a couple of pawns. This guy is pinned and potentially hanging. If this didn't come with check, white would have rook here, which is annoying, but you can take it with the check. So it's probably black's best move, and we see that. And now the king's got to move. You could block with the bishop, but that would be foolish. Warrior, you can tell Gerbs. You can tell Gerbs, that's fine. We'll see. Okay. Anyhow. Yeah. King moves. Another queen check. Bishop block. Queen's still defending this, so that's good. Bishop comes out. Very solid. Perhaps getting ready to castle. Now, this does come with a fork, actually. So what was this move about? Queen c6 played. Yeah, queen takes c5 is so annoying. First and foremost, it's going to be a free piece. And secondly, and perhaps more annoyingly, it's going to prevent black from castling. Joshua, yeah, I think if any fair play questions arise, that needs to be handled just with me directly. So yeah, and I've talked to Kian, so yeah, I am aware. All right, yeah, Charlie kind of maybe kicking himself a little bit here. Computer loves black still. After bishop d7, queen takes c5, there's this move g5, taking advantage of the pin on the bishop. So black's still going to be up a piece, but they need to play accurately here. Moving the king would be a bad decision. Any king move allows more checks, including this. Yeah, so didn't see this, unfortunately. Perhaps concerned about losing the rook, maybe. But yeah, now it's white's turn. So this is a gnarly little move here. Something like this, just keeping an eye on d8 because you can come here. So we don't see any of those moves. Black still has this in their back pocket, which they find. They play it immediately. So if the queen could come here with check, then you could scoop this one up as well and help yourself out. But that did not happen, unfortunately. So this game is very much still in black's favor after this. So yeah, we see the queen check, but now the king moves. There's no more checks. The queen's hanging. The bishop is hanging. So Charlie didn't play precisely there, but white did not punish. Missing queen d8 checking ideas. So black's going to remain up a piece on this one. All right. Let's tune in to Turtlefin against Romeo. Romeo, team captain here. About 100 rating point favorite in this one. White can take the knight twice. No, never mind. That's defended by the rook. I lied. This is a threat, perhaps. Both sides have castled. Awkward place for the queen and rook when the king's castled here. Maybe let's find out. So yeah, castles and the rook comes all the way. F to c8. Normally you'd see rook a to c8 there. And now queen comes back. So okay. Bishop check. Sacrifice. Knight check. Knight takes bishop. That wasn't a great bishop, but knight comes back. Yeah, we kind of traded a good bishop for a bad bishop, in my opinion. Okay, so just b3, force the knight out. Put the knight back on e5. Hey, Gerbs. Good to see you. Thanks for the sub. And shout out to Warrior for putting the pressure on him. Thanks, man. I'll give you your commission later. Just kidding. That was all voluntary work. All right. Okay, so yeah, position now otherwise fairly even. What other games we could look at? Back to Elo Man versus Riley. This knight's pinned, but bishop's in the way of our pawn. Queen comes up. Yeah, these rooks, pretty annoying, tying white's pieces down. This is a backwards pawn. But as long as this pawn's defended, these rooks are not doing very much otherwise. So queen gets off of the pin. We see a queen check. I would consider trying to attack this thing. Computer wants this trade here. Low time for Riley. Rook steps back. Ooh, yeah, and with this queen check, this pawn is no longer defended. So now, oh, that's just hanging this. Oh my god. Riley, an unforced blunder there. Really taking back, should have taken back with the pawn for sure. Okay, so we're seeing a checkmate threat. Just a heads up. Just a FYI. A BTW. Okay, king here is not the move I would have personally preferred to have played. Very awkward to put the king more towards the center when you very well could have just made a flight square and been okay with that. But okay, that's fine. We have a result. Gary getting the job done. Makes sense. One of the top boards. Okay, queen has infiltrated. I feel rook check would have probably been a bit stronger of a move. Rook check here, rook block, very important, but then rook check here, and that's going to win the queen. So, all right, this just wins the queen. Or probably you have some sort of mate. Maybe just queen here, but then, you know, or, yeah, no, this is, all right, take that, or, you know, do this and that and this, and yeah. All of this is looking fantastic for white. Just mopping up some pawns. All right, how's Nick doing? We haven't tuned in. Nick versus Jacob. Very low time for both players. 10 seconds now for Jacob. Knight in. Watch out for a queen here. That would be a fork. This move apparently allows this, but queen here is definitely more natural. 4 seconds for Nick. Queen takes. Don't do that. That's a Botez gambit. So there's no more checks. Queen comes back. Bishop here. Computer hated that move because of this fork, which isn't being played. Ooh, the knight goes backwards. I mean, you can come back and try, but no. Very much focused here on the defense. Trying to pick up this pass pawn. So let's see. The knight's going to move. Open up a discovery. Yep. Knight wants to move again. Comes back. Probably would have been better on e3. Knight's dominated here. Queen and I like this a lot. Pressure on the knight. So this is tying the rook down. Knight back. That's going to be a blunder, but doesn't take it. Knight comes here. Pressure on the bishop. Defending the pawn. Knight here. Hitting the queen. I like this a lot too. Queen here. Nope. Queen takes. All right. Queen comes back and defends. This pawn is hanging, perhaps. Rook takes. That's a very valuable pawn to take. This is such an exciting game. All right, there's a pawn. There's a check in this pawn. Pawn push. Black has the outside passer. Knight here would have been something, but we see a check instead. Knight comes back, probably best. Looking for the huge royal fork there. King steps up. This is a fork. The bishop's hanging. Queen takes bishop is a tactic with knight check to follow. Knight check still. This is going to win the bishop. There it goes. With check, queens are in tension. Yep, white's going to win this one. But the king is going to aid the pawn. Knights are very awkward to stop pawns. So, okay, check and the king is in here. You don't need the check. Okay, you have this. Yeah. Easy here for Jacob. Last minute sub. Okay, so I gave Gary his point. Elliot got his first win. Romeo getting a big point. 2 for 2 now for the team captain. Wake Forest with a 1-point lead, but Illinois is going to tie it right back up here with their sub, Jacob. Assuming this doesn't turn into a stalemate, which very likely could happen. Don't play here or here. Play here. Yes. Good technique here from Jacob. Queen there's mate. Nice. First point for them on the board. Ties things up again. So both rounds so far have been 2-2. It's now at the halfway mark. 4-4. 2 rounds remaining. Which team is going to move on? I mean, this is the last match of the season. These players are going to lay it all out on the line here for these diamond memberships from chess.com, but also glory. You can't forget about the bragging rights. All right, so round 3, second half of the match underway. All knotted up, 4 points apiece. Who's going to break the tie? Do we have another Polish opening here? Elo man. I mean, the opponent, I was going to say they're from Poland, but they're Indonesian, Gary. The Polish flag and Indonesian flag, I mean, that's kind of, they're pretty similar, right? This is a 5+2 time control. So it's a pretty fast-paced blitz. But there is increment, so. Okay, we have Gary versus Elo man. We've got Jacob versus Romeo. Romeo, 2 for 2 so far. Jacob with 1 point out of 2. We've got Riley versus Charlie. Both players 1,300. Riley hasn't gotten any points yet. Only player from Illinois without points. Charlie has 1 point on the board. And we have Turtle Fen versus Nick. And Nick is the only player from Wake Forest without a point. Turtle Fen has 1. So, yeah, pretty much as even as it gets between these two teams. Pretty solid setup here for both sides. Black has already castled. White's waiting, hoping Black can help aid the bishop to take. But wisely, Turtlefin is not doing that. Here we see a potential trade offer. This could also be a mistake, actually. But maybe we see capture here first. No? Okay, so takes, probably you do this first, is my guess. And yeah, if takes. No, taking here, as I thought. You are thinking of the U.S. College Rapid and Blitz. Those were USCF rated. These are not USCF rated. These are only rated on chess.com. So, all right, no more c-pawn. Our bishop can come out now. And white can get ready to castle. Yeah, the Collegiate Chess League is an international event, so it's not USCF. Hey, Mr. Good Cat, good to see you. But it's not FIDE rated either. I mean, it's just online blitz. But yeah, the U.S. College Rapid and Blitz is rated USCF because that is an official USCF tournament. This is just being organized by chess.com. All right. Do we already have a result? Elo man versus Gary. What the heck happened, Gary? So we go back to the Polish. Very locked up here. Oh my word. Knight to d7. Blunder. That's a smothered mate on a queen. Knight e6. So Gary goes down to the Polish opening from Elliot Lohman, who now gives Gary his first loss of the match and gives Wake Forest a crucial lead here in the second half. So that's a nice little trap there from the knight. Smothered queen mate. You don't see that very often. All right, so d-pawn notably is not hanging as queen takes falls to this check. So let's see. Rook comes over, lending some support for the queen. Now, the computer really likes knight f7 because then there's knight check, bishop takes. We see the rook coming in, but this allows for the capture on d4. Notice we don't have this anymore because of the support from the rook. So Jacob is just picking up a pawn here. Was knight d6 missed? In this position, yeah, knight d6 for sure. That was a big fork. So our boy missing some tactics, blundering a pawn, and position worse off now because of it. So how does white answer back? White's also down by time as well. So this is looking good for the Illinois team with Jacob, who is one of the higher rated players for sure. All right, let's check out Riley and Charlie. Whoa, this king is pretty high up there. Okay, so let's see. Both sides castle king side, but white lashes out. And we see black also trying to open things up. King just steps up to g3 for whatever reason. Computer loves this move. That is an aggressive move to make for sure. But, I mean, you're getting both these pawns. Very weak king here for Riley. You're 1600 USCF. Okay. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Are you in the CCL? I would guess not if you're asking what the time control is. If you're in college, you should join because we have divisions for every rating. So if you're 1300 online, I mean, these players are also both 1300. So this is Division 15. We have 23 divisions this season, and I'm expecting more. And we're trying to get the season announcement out early as possible for the spring. So keep an eye out for that. If you guys would like to keep updated on all of our announcements, you should join the Discord server. You're in high school. Okay, well, when you graduate and go to college, keep us in mind. We see the knight trade, rook takes, and now black's going to have a field day here. Taking here for sure. That's going to be dangerous. In fact, you cannot take back as queen takes, king wherever, rook here is going to be made. So black should definitely take here, try to open up this king, and white should definitely not take and instead should pass the pawn with h4, keeping things as close as possible. Charlie's thinking about it. Charlie's under a minute now. Come on, Charlie. Just take on g4. There you go. All right, white, very crucial. Cannot take back. There it is. All right, h4. Let's tune into the teammate here, Romeo, against Jacob. So, okay, what happened here? What happened here? Queen takes, rook takes, trade. Now queen check, knight in, forking everything. Oh my God, that's a mate. Oh my God, white just forgot about the pen. Oh, that was with check. That was with check. Okay. My bad. My bad. So, yeah, here the move is rook d3. Wow, rook d3, you would have saved the exchange here. Okay, so 1 second. Oh my God. Queen takes. There's queen takes bishop. I don't see. Okay, knight here. Like, maybe knight here would have been a fun try. So we'll go after this and see if black would take the bait. Still going after this, but simply rook here. Very calm and collected. Black's just going to push this pawn through. Or take here. Computer likes this, which I don't understand because this is hanging. I guess there's this. Queen here instead. All right, knight here, offering a trade. Threatening mate, but black can simply take and be very fine. So Jacob gonna get a point for Illinois here. This game should be. I mean, I thought in favor of black. I think black might have misplayed this. How did rook here? I mean, would you sacrifice on f2? It's not the easiest decision to make, but something you gotta consider. Okay, rook check. Rook's coming in. I don't know. Rook b8, right? Now, how's Turtlefin doing? Turtlefin is crushing. All right, point for Jacob. Ties things back up. This match is dead even. White's completely winning. So Turtlefin's going to be a big point for Illinois. Yeah, only chance here for Nick is a stalemate. Let's check in. Okay, we have a checkmate for Charlie. So, yeah, we're dead even here, folks. What happened in this one? This one I thought was going to be even, but queen... Oh, my God. Check. Another check. You're kind of playing with fire here. Like, what is this? What is this? We can't forget that we're getting mated. All right. So yeah. Charlie takes down Riley. And now no one has a perfect score anymore. The two players that were 2 for 2, they both go down. Now we have 3 players from Wake Forest with 2. Here, Turtlefin's trying to join Gary and Jacob with 2 points. So both teams will have 3 players with 2 points each and 1 player with no points each who should play each other in the 4th round, which will be very exciting, which would be Riley versus Nick. So let's see. How does Turtlefin close this one out? We have a check first off. Again, you have to keep an eye out for stalemates, as black only has 1 piece, which they could give up very easily. For example, if king went here instead, rook takes would have been a draw. It would have been a stalemate. So there are stalemates in this position, but black didn't go for that. I mean, white didn't go for that either, but king here should pick up this pawn. Yeah, queens. Watch out for the stalemate. No, it's gonna be main 2. Good technique here from the turtle. So Ben now with 2 points. So tied up still 6-6. We're gonna go into the 4th and final round. Every round has been 2 points for both sides. Are we gonna see overtime? I'm not opposed. But something tells me 4th round we're gonna see a result. So let's see. Gary versus Romeo now. Both players with 2 out of 3. What is happening right now? Is there some sort of speed chess championship match? I see Theodora's playing Lim Lee. I see Magnus Carlsen's playing. I see Nihal Sarn's playing Alexander Bortnik. Hikaru's playing someone. Mikola Bortnik's playing. So does somebody know? I see Grishuk's playing. What's happening? Don't they know that the Collegiate Chess League's happening right now? Don't they know? Title 2. Oh, it might be Title Tuesday. I forgot they do 2. There's an evening one now. All right. Anyways. All right. I'm not seeing the rest of the matches. I'm only seeing. All right, here we go. More of them are coming in. Elo Man versus Jacob. Both players 1500. This is basically the board 1 versus board 1 matchup. Basically. You have Nick versus Riley. Big center here for white. Black being a little more reserved, a little more shy. Fiend cuttling both bishops. White's already castled. White taking the space, blocking out the light square bishop, but this opens up for the dark square bishop. Pawn push. We could see an en passant, but I have a feeling that would not be good for white's position. This is the match between the two players that have lost every game so far. So this is a huge point for both these teams. This could be the deciding game to win the match. So, yeah. This is do or die, basically. The season is on the line. These teams have played for the last 8 consecutive weeks. This is like week number 9. The winner takes some prizes. The loser goes home empty-handed. This is quite an intense moment. Truthfully. Let's see. Any developments? Okay, Romeo, team captain for Wake Forest, looking hot here with the black pieces. Let's dive back a little bit. We have an open Sicilian. And why not Queen D4, my friend? What happened? Why are we doing this? We just give our opponent a free piece. Oh boy. Ooh, okay. Rook here. Attacking the queen and saving checkmate. Spicy move. Right? This knight is not a good piece. Not a happy camper over here. But yeah, Romeo should convert I mean, Gary can't be giving up a piece for free like that. That's unacceptable. So that could be a throw from Illinois on that board. Elliott's looking good here too. This is top board versus top board. So top board's looking good for Wake Forest, but obviously it's a team effort. So let's see, how are the bottom boards doing? We haven't tuned into this one yet. This game is the least developed, but it's looking good for Turtlefin, who's been a huge point getter for the Illinois team. He's taken down Charlie right now. And that last one I mentioned, Riley versus Nick, it's very balanced. So this is going to be crucial point for Riley from Illinois. Basically, their bottom board hasn't gotten any points yet. Very crucial that they do so now in this 4th round when they need it most. Season on the line. The membership's on the line. Do or die time for these two teams. It's looking great for Wake Forest on the top 2 boards. If Nick can pull out a draw here, then that is all that they need, if all the results stand as we see them right now. So, yeah, here White just gives up a piece out of the opening, kind of inexcusable. Here we see black picking up a pawn. So pawns are now even across the board. If you could trade off all the pawns and the rooks and the queens, it's going to be a draw. But obviously that's going to be a lot harder to do. Okay, so yeah, black, very simple game plan, saying, hey, let's trade some stuff off. And here, I mean, that's a free knight. Queen takes is simplifying trading queens, but yeah, I love how Romeo is playing this. Obviously, probably taking would have been good, but Romeo gets the first point in the fourth round, the go-ahead point, a big point. That brings them to 7. Magic number is 8.5 for the match win. 16 games per match. 8.5 is what you need for a win. If it's tied 8-8, we're going to repeat this round, but with a 3+2 time control. So it's going to go to overtime. And if it's still tied, you go to 1+2 overtime. And I have a feeling overtime is pretty likely. But obviously, we still have 3 games remaining. We could see a sacrifice here from black. We could also see this trade. We could also see the bishop come back. So bishop takes knight. Queen takes. We could see a queen trade offered, but no. Queen wants to come in. Pressure here. Pressure on b2. Rook f1, I like this a lot. Not going for defense, going for offense. Very wise. And you could play here, perhaps. There's rook e1 check. Yeah, this game is very close. Jacob is going to try his best to hold on here. But Elliot, of course, top board for Wake Forest, is going to try to get the job done. We have another result. Turtlefin Ben goes 3 out of 4, only losing to Elliot. Actually, I don't know. But yeah, Charlie goes down. So let's see. A lot of pawns grabbed. Yeah, this is just falling with check. There goes the rook, but unfortunately, that's going to be too much. Yeah, drops the rook and resigns. Castling, unfortunately, not the move there. So 2 games, both teams at 7. This is as close as it gets. Nick now under a minute, going to be playing in time pressure. Riley with 2.5+ minutes on the clock. So dead even position. Slight favorite for white on the clock. No, not on the clock. I mean, honestly, it's just dead even. Strong rooks for black. A weaker king for black. Trading here is very peculiar. Knight here. You can trade off. I don't like how white did this. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of trades. I think a draw is going to be good for Wake Forest, actually, because Elliot's looking great. Elliot's been improving their position, trading, infiltrating with the heavy pieces here. White is offering some trades. If both games end in a draw, it goes to overtime. I don't suspect that'll happen. This one very likely could, actually. No, queen takes we see. But now what? Computer likes rook a b1. No, we see a mistake here. The move now apparently is queen to e5. That is brutal. Is black going to go for that? If they take... No, they double, which is very sensible. Bishop here, lots of pressure. Rook in, this is going to be it. Queen up, sensible, for sure. What's happening? Rook g2. Oh, that's brutal. This could be the end. It's going to be up to Nick and Riley. I don't see Jacob holding on to this. Hoping for some miracle, perhaps. What's going on in this one? This one looks dead drawn. We have opposite color bishops, but Nick could flag. We've seen Nick flag before. That's what Riley needs for this Illinois team. Wow, black goes for the passivity here. They go rook back to block, but now this allows the trades on d5. Bishop's going to come in. Elliott choking in time pressure, perhaps. And now rook ae1. This is completely winning now for white. No, we see a premature trade. Oh, no, that's a skewer. Did not need a block here with the pawn. Queen takes, not played. The bishop lives on, and this bishop could be a huge fact. Oh, dropping the rook. Oh, no. Elliott's completely collapsing here. Trade off the queens. Jacob, I didn't give him the credit he deserved. He's going to clutch this one out. When there was a forced mate for black with queen e5, there's also rook takes g2. Jacob just went for the activity and is getting rewarded for it. But it's not over. I mean, we could see a blunder here from Riley. Nick could be the Wake Forest hero that they need to tie things up. I don't see it happening. This is looking very much like a draw, and that should be all Illinois needs to win. Yeah, going for mate here, that's going to do it. Wow. Jacob reverses that and puts Illinois to the 8th point. He also goes 3 out of 4. And all they need now is a draw. Wake Forest needs to win. So does Riley know this? No, Riley doesn't. He offered a draw, and that's going to end the match with his team losing. No. Actually, sorry. Riley's the Illinois player. It's Nick that didn't realize. Nick needed to play on for the win. I got a little flipped around there. But, yeah, the draw offer, very wise from Riley. And Nick, unfortunately, accepted it when he needed to play on there. But in all fairness, this is a completely drawn position. There's really no way to make progress here. You just kind of had to try to make some moves and see if there'd be a mistake in time pressure. But Illinois in the final round breaks through 8.5, 7.5. Congratulations to them. They're going to win 4 one-month diamond memberships. So congrats. And good season to Wake Forest B, not ending how they hoped, losing this last match and not getting any prizes, unfortunately, for them. But it was very close. And, yeah, I think was that last game Elliott? Yeah, if Elliott had clutched this one out, it would have been flipped. But huge shout out to Jacob for not giving up and getting the job done. All right, guys. That is it for now. I might have a match right now to cover, but I'm gonna go to a break scene, and we'll be back. If not right now, I'll be back and let you guys know. But there is a match in an hour from now. But yeah, let me double, triple check out everything. But thanks for watching for now. I'll be right back. All right, so I've gotten an update. They're going to not be playing right now. They might be playing later, but regardless, we're going to have a match in Division 7 at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is 5 p.m. Pacific, which is 1 hour from now. So I'm going to head out. We're going to send you guys off on a raid, but I'll be back in an hour for another match. So stay tuned for that. All right, thanks, everyone. Take care. And I'll see you back later. Bye.